desires, resentments, regret for an unrepentant liar. So are you? Long hours later, looking for an easy way to get around, having to swallow your pride again. My favorite spectacle, and you're never around. It's like watching self-control dissolve inside a vial full of thick, black, oily denial. You ponder what you lost and analyze the cost until you rationalize your way out of caring at all about anything else. So are you? The dog on the side, you're looking for an easy way to get around, having to swallow your pride again. My favorite spectacle, and you'll never end. It's like watching self-control dissolve.
And that, in a nutshell, is England at any major football tournament. Watching self-control dissolve. Every time. And that's why I think England's going to put on a half-decent show. But when it comes to an end, it's going to be real painful. Really, really painful. We will get out of our group. Like I said, I have a gut, but that's no guarantee. That's far from it. You know, I haven't even clicked on it yet, put it that way. And I have put my money where my mouth is on certain groups already. I'll get to them after I break down all these groups. We went through Group A, Group B. This is the block. I'm your host, Kyle Johnston. This is our Euro 2016 preview. Find my work on Twitter at KJ_theblock. Find my work on my blog site, kylejohnstontheblock.wordpress.com. I got a whole bunch of other work out there as well. I got some projects lined up. Now that I had a few days to myself. I'm going to be back in the confines of the GTA within a day. Get back to some comfort. But we got the Euros to break down. We got the Euros. They're fast approaching. Like I said, I'll tell you about my futures. I'll tell you about my group betting, who I'm locked and loaded with after I break down all the groups. Talk about all the teams. You know, give a little bit of knowledge. I'll talk a little bit about my Euro 2012 trip, as much as I can talk about. I met a lot of good people down there. A lot of fucking good people. I remember I met this huge Philadelphia Flyers fan from Wales. Talking all about the Broad Street Bullies and the good days. I was teaching them all this stuff about hockey. And teaching them all this shit about football. Met him down in Amsterdam. It was hilarious. He's like, you Canadians, you're killing us. He's like over in Wales or even over in England. He's like, when we roll our J's, he's like, it's mostly tobacco with just a little bit of marijuana in it. He's like, you Canadians. He's like, holy shit, you guys do it the opposite way. You guys got you're rolling up, you got a bunch of marijuana and with just a little bit of tobacco. I kept messing him up and shit like that. We just sat there on the patio telling stories. He likes his Formula 1. Big into his Formula 1, so he's one of my go-to guys. If I ever have any questions about Formula 1, definitely going to get back in contact with him. So I don't know if he checks this out, but he'll know who I'm talking about. You know I'm talking about you, and I'm talking about this. I don't like giving names away too much on this. Not yet, at least. Not yet. Not until I get some phone lines and stuff like that established. But let's jump into Euros. No sense babbling on. We got Group C. We got Group D to break down. We got some pretty damn good football teams in these groups. Let's start right away. Group C. We got the defending World Cup champs, Germany. They're taking on Poland, Ukraine, and Northern Ireland in this group. So Germany's minus 250. Poland sitting at plus 400. Ukraine sitting at plus 700. And Northern Ireland plus 2,000. Now, I like Germany to win this group. We're going to break down Germany first. Ukraine's definitely got a shot to come out of this group. They're going to be playing for a lot of national pride in this tournament. Poland's got a solid group. I worked with a whole bunch of Polish guys, some of the best guys in the world. Polish Mafia, I call them. There's about 5 of them. And one of them's a big football fan. And he said Poland truly is God's team. You know, Poland's big with the Pope, you know, and stuff like that. If you go and look at the history. Big on Christianity in that country. Pope John Paul, pretty sure, came out of Poland. I'm pretty sure. I don't quote me on that, but pretty sure it's just Pope John Paul. But he said Poland truly is God's team because no one ever knows how Poland's ever going to perform. And it's true. When I was down there in 2012, like they put on a half-decent performance, you know, in the openers, but they could never put together 90 minutes. It was always one half. They had one shitty half against Greece. They had one shitty half against the Czech Republic. One shitty half against Russia. I'll never forget that Russia games. The fucking riots that broke out. Little mini riots and shit that broke out afterwards and shit like that. You know, they were breaking bus stops and shit. But basically, there was like, I was in the fan zone. There was like 100,000 people in the fan zone. And the stadium's about maybe 5 kilometers from the fan zone, something like that. Not even, you know, yeah, about 4 or 5 clicks, something like that, from the fan zone. So there's 100,000 fucking fans in that fan zone. There was a lot of people in Warsaw, put it that way. I was supposed to have tickets to get into that. Some fucking company fucked me over. Learned my lesson real quick. Scalpers was the way to go. Nice and cheap. But, so basically, some Russian fans marched down the streets of Poland chanting some nationalistic songs earlier in the day. Tensions were already fucking rising. I watched the game with this fucking Ukrainian girl. She was fucking awesome, Anita. She was fucking kick-ass. Cool shit, I won't forever forget that. But good night. But we ended up meeting up a couple days later and stuff like that. But anyways, after I said goodbye to her that night, got her back to her hotel safe where she was staying, made sure she was all right and on her way. Yeah, the little riots and stuff broke out, and I kind of stuck around a little bit, tried to watch it as much as I could. Then again, I am in a foreign country and stuff like that too, right? So it was kind of fucking crazy. I've never seen something like that, and the cops were all in like RoboCop gear, and they had like water cannons, pressurized water cannons. They were just blowing people off their feet. It was fucking awesome, man. They were like fucking little super soakers on fucking HGH, just poof, poof, like pounding people, man. It was like Mars Attacks, man. It was fucking hilarious. But, they calmed the situation down pretty quick. I will give credit to the Polish police and, I guess their military forces or whatever was in there. They calmed the situation down pretty quick. It was out of hand for, about an hour and a half or so after the match. It was out of hand for a little bit. Same shit happened when they lost the Czech Republic and didn't get out of the group. There were some fucking little mini riots in and around the stadium, some of the main squares, for about an hour, maybe 2 hours after the final match. That shit was a little crazy. That shit was close quarters, close confines, some interesting people, a lot of Poles fighting Poles and stuff like that. There was just fucking bad mood. It was a bad mood. And I was fucking walking around smoking a cigarette, trying not to fucking stand out too much, but, trying to find the, find some interesting shit going down and stuff like that. Trying to find some nice establishments maybe to fucking sneak into. Get out of the chaos in the streets. Remember watching one fight between this big, huge Polish guy that was just wasted. And he was trying to fight some other Polish guy. The other Polish guy didn't want none of it. And this drunk guy just kept insisting. It just kept going. And he started pushing him. Started getting physical. And the little guy just didn't want anything. He was trying to get out of there. But, didn't necessarily have to leave. He wasn't doing anything wrong and shit. That was the problem. This older drunk guy, the bigger guy's probably 6'3", maybe 6'2", but he was bigger. He was chunkier, and the other guy was maybe 5'11", 6 foot. He was 3 inches, 4 inches smaller, something like that. So it proceeded outside. And he kept fucking doing it, right? And then after maybe about 15, 20 minutes of this big fucking guy being persistent about fighting him. The big guy was fucking wasted too. He was hammered. The young guy said, fuck it, finally. He just said, alright, let's go. And they were outside. That fucking big guy, tried to fucking get into or whatever. He fucking took off his fucking jacket or whatever finally. And he went in fucking, big fucking Polish hands fucking clinched. He went in fucking swinging at this fucking little guy. The little guy just danced around him, just ducked all his punches, gave him like a fucking little fucking combo to the fucking gut and fucking rang his bell a couple times. Big guy was down in like fucking a minute and a half. It was hilarious. It was fucking absolutely hilarious. Now, I was laughing pretty good and shit. I was trying to mind my business, so I got out of there pretty quick, man. I didn't want to deal with this. But the little guy wanted nothing to do with it. And then finally, he just got fucking pissed off enough. The guy persisted enough. Was an asshole enough. And the guy said, finally, alright, let's do it. He knew he was going to fucking hurt him. The big guy could barely fucking stand up and shit like that. He did the old fucking big bear swings. Over the top swings. It was hilarious. But anyways, let's get on to Germany. Had some good times. Partied with a lot of Germans down there. Ran into same group of German fans a few times down there. Quite ironic with the amount of people down there. But they were fucking pretty cool people, man. We partied. They showed me around, taught me some European traditions and shit like that. The German fans were quality. Fucking quality. I had a lot of fun with them. Alright, so let's get to the predicted lineup of the Germans. Neuer. I always hate saying this guy's name. How it is. Hummels, Boateng, Hector, Cruz, Khedira, Müller, Ozil, Draxler, Gomez. I don't think he's always going to be starting up there. Brings a lot of experience though to the squad, not that they need any. They are the defending World Cup champs. Really, I think we're going to see Müller up there a lot, leading the line. Excuse me. And seeing like someone like Mario Götze, someone like that coming into the squad off the bench. They got one of the most dangerous benches going. So basically, we'll take a look at the forwards right now. Müller, Gomez, Podolski. So we're going to see Müller leading the line a lot. We'll see Gomez maybe in a couple of the games, like when they play Northern Ireland or something. Like, Mario Gomez's style fits going against a Northern Irish team. Northern Ireland is going to sit back. There's going to be a lot of balls going in the area. Gomez doesn't have to cover a lot of territory. So a team like Northern Ireland, give a couple of the big guys a break. Germany, they're going to run away with this group, I'm pretty sure. A lot of people are talking Poland. But like I said, no one knows what Poland's going to do. We'll get to Poland in a second. But their midfield is just unfucking believable. Like I said, Mario Götze, I think we're going to see coming off the bench quite a bit. I wouldn't be shocked if we see him in the starting 11 a couple times. Guys like Toni Kroos and Mesut Ozil are just magicians on the ball. We're going to see some beautiful set pieces. We're going to see some beautiful crosses in, some 1-2s. A guy like Bastian Schweinsteiger, even though he did bang up his knee for Germany, basically messed up his United season with injuries, he'll come back. Bastian Schweinsteiger, he loves playing for his country. We got youngsters like Imar Khan, Liverpool midfielder coming in. Finally, Julian Draxler gets his due. This is one guy that's going to be really fun to watch. If there's a new guy on the German squad that you're looking to watch because you're familiar with most of them, watch Julian Draxler from Wolfsburg. Unbelievable talent. Came up through the Schalke system. Kind of, Arsenal was once linked to him. United, not so much, but mainly Arsenal. I don't know why they didn't pull the trigger, Arsenal. He's their type of player. Reminds me of a very young Lucas Podolski. He's one of those guys that plays on the wing but has no problem cutting into the middle of the pitch and taking control. He's got two nice boots on him. Leroy Sané, a nice little prospect of the German Bundesliga. Also coming up in the Schalke system. He's got a lot of Premier League eyes watching him. The German squad, especially that midfield, it's second to none. Their back four, we've talked about a lot of other teams that could be contenders, France, England, but their back four is very suspect. You can't say the same with fucking Germany. Not when you're looking at the likes of Benedict Howdis, Hummels, Rudiger, Boateng. You know, a lot of people might not know who Antonio Rudiger is, but they're going to find out. He's a young kid. He's playing on Roma right now. He's got a lot of the big clubs eyeing him up. They are weak on the fullback position. They are weak. You know, it's one position that, you know, but they got a lot of midfielders that can cover that. Imar Khan can easily play back there. I wouldn't even be shocked to see a guy like Leroy Sané get a shot back there just because of his pure athleticism. Forgot about Andre Schürrle in that midfield as well that could step up and play some forward. You're going to see some false nines by the German club for sure. They're very smart. Joachim Löw is one of the best managers in football. It's going to be interesting what domestic club he takes over. You know, that's going to be the next challenge for him, is to hit the domestic ranks. Joachim Löw's a hell of a coach. Hell of a coach. Got a lot of respect for him. Germany's easily going to run away with this group, I say. Poland, you know, Poland outscored them and gave them a real good run. Actually, Poland finished ahead of them, did they not, in the group standings for qualifying? I know they had a couple damn good games, and Poland beat them. There's some big news out of Poland. We're going to get there. This is a little segue to the Polish squad. Now, I got a lot of respect, a lot of biasness towards the Polish squad. I really hope they do well. Like I said, it was a little bit of heartbreak down there in Poland in 2012. We were really hoping they could squeeze out of that group stage. But we got to be realistic with Poland. We don't really know what they're going to bring. They have a striker in Lewandowski that can carry the line. They have a quality midfield, like they usually do. They usually have a quality midfield with a lot of talent. It's that back four is usually very suspect. Very suspect, and same with their goalkeeping. Very suspect at the international level. You're always waiting for that mistake, and you're always waiting for it because you know it's going to come. They're a lot like the English team, you know, a little bit. Not nearly as talented in previous years, but they always just seem to make that crucial mistake in the crucial time, and that's the backbreaker. But Lewandowski brings a little bit of a different chip towards the Polish team. So let's jump on the Polish team. Let's see what we got. I'll jump on the matches. You know, once we go through one team's matches, you kind of get the sense of what the teams, where they're playing and who they're playing. We'll jump on the matches afterwards. So the starting 11, projected starting 11 for the Polish national team. We got Fabianski in net, Piszczek, one of the fullback positions, Gilk, Pazdan. Oh, God, I used to be able to say this guy's name no problem. Blaszczak, sorry. Zerdek, Blaszczakowski, Krychowiak. He's the Krychowiak, he's the Seville midfielder, Valencia midfielder. I think he's Seville. That a lot of people are taking a keen eye on in the Premier League. Definitely Arsenal. Arsenal's been heavily linked to this guy. Rychowiak. Zelinski. He's had a quality year. He's had a very good year, Zelinski. He's on quality form right now. Groshecki. He's a hard man. He's a worker. He's a workhorse. Milik and Lewandowski. Yeah. Zdarzik. Like, my Polish buddies will just be laughing at me when they listen to this, me trying to pronounce these Polish teams. Should see me trying to pronounce the Polish street names. They're like fucking 3 names usually, and they're fucking like mammoth words. Like, you ain't gonna see no Queen Street or King Street in Poland, I can tell you that much. And if it is, it's like fucking 3 fucking words that are fucking huge, like these names. But Lucas Piszczek's pretty good. Kamil Gilk for Torino, meh. Give or take, you know. These are the guys that you just bite your nails on every single time. You know, especially you have Jedrzik. Jedar. It's because Jedreze. Jedrzik. I can't even fucking pronounce this guy's name. Artur. We'll call him Artur. We'll go by his first name. You got Artur, and you got Gilt probably leading the back line there. It's not good. It's not good. Lucas Piszczek, he can be a gas can out there on the field. Plays with a lot of emotion. Borussia Dortmund lad. So the thing is going to be the back four is a problem. The back four is a big problem for Poland. Big problem. Now, the thing is they got Blaszczykowski, pretty damn good midfielder sitting in front of them, along with Gregors Krychiriak, and he does play for Seville. You got those two holding midfielders kind of sitting in front of your back four. You know, that's a lot of talent in there. Peszko. Yeah, he's another one of these gas cans. These Polish players, if you haven't watched the Polish national team a lot, they play with a lot of emotion. They play with a lot of emotion. Peter Zielinski for Empoli, you know, he's going to get a run out here. He's going to get a run. He's young, born in 94, but he's been on pretty good form. And you need good form going into this tournament, man. It's a very quick transition from league play. Obviously, up front, you got Lewandowski and Milik, but you don't got much after that. That's always been Poland's problem, is secondary scoring. Secondary scoring and that big mistake in the back. Happens every time, every year. Poland and England, you might as well write a book together. But that being said, I do like Poland to get out of this group. Actually, never mind. Because I think the Ukrainians can actually push for this. Like, that's my biasness coming to this. I hope Poland gets out of this group. That's what I would like to say. I really hope Poland gets out of this group. But I think the Ukrainian club can pose a lot of problems for Poland. They're going to come in very tactically sound. They're going to come in playing with national pride. They'd love to get through to the knockout stages, Ukraine. And I think they will. I really do. I think Ukraine is a live dog to get through on this group. Even though a lot of people are pretty high on Poland, I say no. I say Germany, Ukraine, very likely. That's probably where my money would be. And I think that's where I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Because I have already clicked on Italy to win their group. But I think I might click on Ukraine to get out of theirs. Like I said, Wales is the other live dog, I'm pretty sure. I think Wales can easily sneak past Russia. I think Wales can beat Russia. I think they're a better football team right now than Russia. So speaking of the Ukraine, let's jump over to them. They got a good team. They've come a long way since the Shevchenkos of the world. They got Yarmolenko. And who's his partner in crime? Konoplyanka. Yarmolenko and Konoplyanka. You're going to be hearing about these two guys' names an awful lot. Now, these guys plays with a chip on their shoulder. They didn't get seen a lot playing in the Ukrainian league. Now, Konoplyanka, he plays in Seville now. Yarmolenko, he's on his way out to Kiev. He's going to go to a half-decent team in Europe. The Premier League teams are smart. They'd snatch him up. I was reading an article about Shevchenko saying, hey, if any of these Premier League clubs are smart, they'd snatch him up. I think he was talking about Liverpool or something like that. Or Tottenham. Don't fail me now, internet. But anyways, Piatov's in net. He's got a lot of experience. He's a good keeper. Good old internet. There we go. Now, Fomenko is the head coach, and if people are wondering how long he's been there because the whole Ukraine-Russia situation that's going down, he's been there since 2012, so he's been there for a while. He's been there 4 years. Now, they got Piatov, Shakhtar Donetsk boy, 31. Like I said, he brings a lot of experience. He's going to help control that back line. And I'm just going to have to go because I don't watch a whole lot of Ukrainian football. I usually watch them Champions League, Europa League is when I find Kiev and Shakhtar Donetsk. Kacharidi. Rakitisky. Shevchuk. Stepanko. Garmash. Yeah, they got a fucking solid team here, man. Rotan's another good one. Zuzula's leading the line. Rakitisky, he's pretty good, man. He's gonna. A lot of people are going to see the quality of this little kid, man. He's not little. He's 26 now, man, but he plays for Shakhtar Donetsk. He doesn't get seen a lot. He's going to be the general back there on that back line. Kacharidi, people already know about him. So that they bring a strong defense. It's going to be tough to score goals on Ukraine unless they open up. And that's always been the problem with Ukraine. Ukraine has always thought of themselves as this free-flowing type kind of team that likes to score goals. But if they play better, tighter defense and go on these counterattack pushes with Yarmolenko, Konoplyanka, they're far better off that way. Far better off than opening up and pressing forward for the whole match, which they seem to like to do. But hopefully the coach, Fomenko, can get them to play a little bit tighter defense. And if they can do that, they got a shot. They can beat Poland. If they can tighten up their defense, they can easily beat Poland because they can score on Poland. Put it that way. They can score on Poland, and they will score on Poland. They just need to stop the ball from going in on their goal. Because they got a good midfielder with Rotan, Stepanenko, Yarmolenko, Konoplyanka, Garmash. A lot of guys do play in the Ukrainian league still, but they usually play for Kiev or Donetsk. They always play Europa League or a Champions League, so they get good experience. Or they're playing over in Spain. Zuzula is really, he's really their only established striker. So if he can't score, there's going to be some problems. But they got strong attacking midfielders that can back him up. He's going to get a lot of service. He's going to get a lot of chances. I don't know much about Zeleznov or Budakivsky. Don't know much about him. But I wouldn't be shocked if Ukraine clips Poland and gets the second spot in this group. In fact, I'm heavily leaning to Ukraine. But I hope, come on, Poland. I'm hoping, man. It's going to be a tough bet. I don't have too many neutral teams. Usually I cheer for my team, and I'm a diehard. I am a diehard. But Poland's one of those neutral teams, man. It's going to be tough. That Poland-Ukraine game is going to be crazy. Let's move over to Group D. Just going to excuse me for a second and go grab my coffee. All right, let's move over to Group D. Group D, we got Spain, the defending European champions. We all know about their World Cup in Brazil and how they kind of fell apart a little bit. A lot of people think this is the end of the Spanish Football Federation and the golden era is done. No. They're not quite the team they used to be. They don't quite have some of the players they used to have. No Xavi. No Fernando Torres in his prime. No Alonso in his prime. Sergio Ramos actually is in his prime. But Gerald Piqué is not quite what he used to be. So, they've had some change. They've had some change, but they brought in some nice young players. Like Nolito. So let me pull up the Spanish squad here. And it looks like they've got some change between the woodworks, too. Which, as a United fan, makes me very happy. And I think David De Gea definitely deserves his opportunity to shine on this Nationals team. Especially since Iker Casillas had a pretty bad year in Porto. He was actually, statistically, he was like Porto's worst goalkeeper in the last 50 years or something like that. Not good. Not good. But that being said, he is the golden boy of Spanish football. And I wouldn't be shocked to see him get at least one game. But we'll see. We'll see. Spain's got a tough group. Before I get into it, in Group D, we got Spain at minus 175. We got Croatia sitting there at plus 320. We got the Czech Republic at plus 900. We got Turkey at plus 800. This is the group of death. It's going to be tough to get out of it. And whatever teams do get out of it, it's going to be for the better. So we'll get into this group of death. So Spain's starting 11. Like I said, we got some change between the woodworks, supposedly. David De Gea looks like he's going to take the reins. I think he deserves it. He's been the best goalkeeper in the Premier League the last 3 years. He's the best player on United for the last 3 years. He's definitely growing up. He could have took the money and ran back to Real Madrid, but he stood in the fire, put on another solid performance for United this year. Spain should be very happy that he stayed with United, facing the quality shots that he faces, facing the style of football that he faces. Looks like they got Juanfran, Piqué, Ramos, and Alba. Now, 3 of the 4 make sense. Juanfran, I don't know. I don't know about Juanfran. They got a couple other options back there on the right back. Hector Bellerin is one of them. I'm saying, hey, what? It's not like Spain doesn't have any experience, for fuck's sakes. Their squad is littered with experience. All they've done is what? All they've done is win, Except for the World Cup, it was an utter disaster. It was a train wreck. But so what? You can't be good forever. Or great, I should say, because they were great. 2 European championships and a World Cup. It's not bad. All in concession, not bad. So they got experience everywhere. So now why not give the young kid a shot? He was easily the best right back in the Premier League. By far the best right back in the Premier League. Hector Bellerin's got a very bright future. Barcelona's going to become knocking on Arsenal's door. Any day, any year, any month. They're keeping a close eye on Hector Bellerin's development. And he's by far one of Arsene Wenger's best prospects and proteges. And it doesn't shock me, though, with the way they've done it. Bakary Sagna. They brought up young fullbacks. Arsenal knows how to do it. So I'd give him a shot, in my opinion, over Juanfran. But very good. Very solid. Ramos, he's got something to prove. He always does. He's the type of guy you always want on your team. I would love for him to come to United. There's one center back I want. There's one center back I really do want. So Sergio Ramos. He just plays with that edge. He's just a winner. He's a champion. He knows what it takes to win. Knows what it takes to motivate his teammates. But he's never going to come to Old Trafford, so I'm not living in no dream. Sergio Busquets is going to sit right in front of the midfield. Iniesta, Thiago, and Silva will be the attacking midfielders pressing forward. Nolito and Morata. Two young lads leading the line. Nolito, he got, 2 goals in the last friendly. Morata had a pretty good year in Juventus. He's got a lot of the big clubs looking at him. So Spain's all right. Spain's going to be able to score some goals. Morata and Nolito up front is a much better combination than Diego Costa was. You never know what you're going to get out of Diego Costa. And he just didn't fit into Spain's, little ticky-tacky press defense, style. Like ticky-tacky on offense, press on defense. Diego Costa wasn't going to press nobody. Morata and Nolito, they'll run all over the place. Morata's got good feet. He can drop off. He can control the ball, pass it pretty well. He's got a nose for net, too. Nose for the net. So Spain's going to be just fine. I think Spain will take this group top spot. It won't be easy. Just as getting through two plus hours of talking won't be easy for me. Haven't done it in a little while. It won't be easy for Spain. It won't be. And I won't be shocked, like Croatia, Czech Republic, Turkey. They're going to beat Czech Republic. This is when we got to look at the matchups on this group. So Spain's first game is against Czech Republic. They're going to beat the Czech Republic. Turkey's on a little bit of a roll. But I don't think Turkey's as good as Croatia. And I think Croatia can beat Turkey. Problem with Croatia is, are they going to step up to the moment? And I'll get to Croatia. And the last game is Spain versus Croatia, where I think all they might need is a draw to get the top spot. I think Spain can beat Turkey. And I think they will beat Turkey. I don't think Turkey will come in playing the right game plan against Spain. I don't think Turkey will be able to handle the press defense of Spain. So when it's all said and done, Spain at minus 175, I think they are safe to parlay up with somebody. I wouldn't go for your home run parlay, but if you want to parlay them up with Germany, you want to parlay them up with France, go for it. I think it's safe. I think they're going to get there, but it's going to be a sweat job. It's not going to be easy. So it takes us over to the Croatians. Get through this nice and quick here. Who I think are a big dark horse, and they could easily get to the semifinals in this tournament. Do I think they can win it? I don't think they can. No, I don't think they can get past the semis, but they can get there. And then once you get to the semis, you never know, right? You just never know. So Subasic is in net. Diego Serna, captain, usually takes his right back position. Korluka, Schneidenfeld, or Schildenfeld. Vida, Brozovic, Modric, Rakitic, Kovacic, Pirsic, and Mandzukic. There's your starting 11. I'll break that down here in a little bit. They got a few key players I think are going to have some breakout tournament. It's going to have a breakout tournament. A few key players are going to have a breakout tournament. A lot of big clubs will be looking at them after this. So in net, Subasic, Monaco goalkeeper. He plays Champions League. He plays Europa League. He'll be up for it. He'll be able to lead that line. Korluka, very, very experienced defender. Schildenfeld, Dinamo Zagreb doesn't play in doesn't play in a strong league at all. But he's Croatian. He's going to bring a lot of passion towards it. He's a passionate defender. He's a big guy. At 31, they're going to have a lot of experience in the middle of that defense. Serna, it's basically the grumpy old men of defense, basically. 30, 31, 34. But Dario Serna, one of the best in the game still. Shakhtar Donetsk fullback, one of my favorites to watch. One of my favorites to watch in international, except for Euro 2008, around that era when I absolutely did not like Croatian football. And they got Vida, taking up the other fullback position. Dynamo Kiev player. But their midfield is really where they start to set themselves apart from some of these other pretenders, in my opinion. When you got the likes of Luka Modric, Ivan Perisic, and Ivan Rakitic all starting in your midfield, that's going to be a big problem for a lot of teams. Modric's one of the best distributors in the game, one of the best passers. Ivan Perisic, he's got a nose for the net. He can score some goals. I think he's going to be the big breakout player. He's the guy to watch. He's going to be the guy I'm watching. I think he's going to score a handful of goals. Ivan Rakitic, what can I say? All he does is hold on to the ball and make the right pass. He's learned a lot since he's been in Barcelona. And then you got Mario Mandzukic leading the line. You know, when you got Mandzukic leading the line, you can score goals. He's erratic at times, but he can score goals. Andre Kramaric, he's playing for Fiorentina. He's actually a Leicester bust. Can you imagine that? He was brought over to Leicester last year. At the January transfer window, busted out. They ended up sending him Fiorentina in the offseason. Leicester went on their magical run. Jamie Vardy basically got the minutes, and the rest is history, right? So I think I'll get to the futures later, but they're sitting at 25 or 28 to 1 to win this tournament. I think it's a quality bet if you're looking for some value. Is the Croatian national team. So check them out. Czech Republic. Czech Republic's got an interesting squad. Very young team. Seen a lot of change. Still got a couple old timers hanging around. And Peter Cech, Thomas Rosicky. Who's the other old guy with a big long beard? Plassel. But they have a very young, not a very young defense, just a very, it's a defense I just don't really know. I look at some of these guys and, you know, Kadlik, I know who Kadlik is from Fenerbahce. I know who Suchi is. I'm sure Suchi will get a run out. What's their projected, Czech Republic? So Peter Cech in net, Kaderabic, Sivok, Kadlik, Limberski, Darida, Plassel, Dokal, Rosicky, Krejci, and then Nasid up front. I'll get to Nasid in a bit. But the defense, I really don't know a whole lot about, to be honest with you. I remember watching Suchi over in Basel, Kadlik and Fenerbahce, but Fenerbahce, you know, they're a gas can team. People are always high on them in Champions League, especially back in the day, and they can never quite pull it off. Their midfield, they're going to have a lot of problems. They're going to have a lot of problems. If they're depending on Plassel, 34-year-old from Bordeaux, they got a lot of problems. Thomas Rosicky, you're relying on him, got a lot of problems. Guy can barely play this year. A lot of problems. A lot of people are saying watch out for Darida from Hertha Berlin. Don't know much about him. Haven't watched him play a whole lot. He's one of their key players. But Thomas Nasid from Bursaspor, I've watched him play quite a bit. He's got a nose for net. He can put the ball in the net. But I think their midfield, as old as it is, the people that they're going to be depending on, I don't think they're going to have the legs to keep up with a lot of these younger teams. Don't think they have the quality either. Their time has passed. Their defense, don't like it at all. Peter Cech's time has passed as well. Didn't have that good of a season in Arsenal. So I don't think the Czech Republic are coming through. I think Turkey's Croatia's biggest threat. We'll get to the Turkish national team here soon. Right now, let's break them down quick. I got some sports picks coming out for you here a little bit later on. Depending on how my voice is doing, depending on how much time I got, maybe I'll tweet them out. some USA, Costa Rica. Take the USA. I like the USA, I'll tell you that right now. But Turkey, plus 800. And I agree with what the offshore book's saying right now, putting Turkey ahead of Czech Republic. Czech Republic aren't a very good team. Fatih Terim. Fatih Terim is still the manager. One of my favorite managers in football. Love him. He's the one that handed the fourth official the cell phone and told him to look at the replay and showed the guy was offside. Classic. The guy may look old, man, but he's sharp. He's sharp, man. He's one of my favorite managers of all time. So Turkey, they got some changeover on their squad, which is good. Enough with the old guys, in with the new guys. So they still have Volkan in net. He's prone to a lot of mistakes, but he's not bad. He's more of a shot stopper than a game manager, but it's okay. They got Gökhan Gönül still right as the right back. I'm pretty damn sure. He's good. He's very good. Sami Kaya from Galatasaray. He's a very good center back. Hakim Balta, also from Galatasaray. The familiarity that you see. A lot of these teams are going to be from Fenerbahce, Galatasaray. A couple German clubs. Everybody should be familiar with Artur Turan in the midfield. He's going to be running the midfield. He's the midfield maestro from Barcelona. Okay Sahan. Nuri Sahan. Selçuk Inan, one of my favorite football players. Selçuk. He's on Galatasaray. I always like Inan. I'm going to be pulling for Turkey, I think Croatia will get out of this, but I got no problem pulling for the Turks. They play a fun brand of football, too. They play an in-your-face kind of football. They're going to go for it. They're going to try to score goals, Turkey. They ain't going to sit back, I can tell you that much. Burak Yilmaz. He'll probably be leading the line. He's getting a little old, but he's a poacher. He's one of those guys, if he gets the right service, he can score goals. He's not going to be running around a lot. He's not going to be covering a lot of the pitch. But if he gets the right service, and the Turkish midfield can, because they're fast. They're creative. They can hold on to the ball. It's just whether they can defend. That's always been the problem with Turkey. Can they defend? Can they avoid the mistake? Can Volkan not make a mistake? Can Kaya not make a mistake? Balta not make a mistake? So, if it comes down to Croatia and Turkey, I still think Croatia has still got enough class and talent in their squad to overcome Turkey, but it's going to be a hell of a game. It's going to be a very, very good game. You're going to see a lot of counterattacking, a lot of fast pace down the wings. So for Group C and D, it's all said and done. I like Germany and Ukraine to come out of Group C. I think Ukraine can clip Poland, even though I will be pulling for the Polish. And in Group D, I like Spain and Croatia to come out of that. I think Czech Republic's going to be awful. I think Turkey's going to be the biggest challenge to Croatia. Stay tuned for some of my sports picks later. I got some stuff to do. I'll get this up here. I'll talk a little bit about my futures. Pittsburgh Penguins got them at 20-1. So I seem to know a little bit what I'm doing. Looking forward to cash that one game away. One game away. The NHL playoffs have been pretty nice to me. Pretty nice to me. My brackets didn't do too well. I don't know why I just didn't listen to myself. I got too cute when I did my brackets. Got too cute. But I'm glad you could be here. And remember, if you're not laying the money on the table, you're not winning. I leave, apologize for always looking down sometimes too. You know, I'm just relaying some information, making sure I'm getting the names right. That's the big thing, making sure I'm getting the goddamn names right. Cheers.